Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Thursday. It's August the 23rd, 2012. We're looking at a few different markets today, but the main thing I want to draw your attention to would be advancing my stop loss limit on these situation we've been looking to short on the U.S. markets as well as Toronto Stock Exchange and several others that they're kept on our free website at PerfectStockAlert.com. You can go there and check them out whenever you like. They're updated every single day with my chart annotations there. The main thing I want to do here is advance the stop for a couple of reasons. One, you've had 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive days of negative close here. That's normal, but typically, you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, you start to find a bottom. 1, 2, 3, you start to find a bottom. In this case here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not an absurd amount of days to the downside or anything like that. But for yesterday, I kind of mentioned that I wasn't a big fan of how this market was pulling back. It was doing so rather weakly, and that kind of bothers me because it basically means that I'm not going to make a lot of money on my short position here before we hit a bottom. So that's a possibility out there. Now, at the same time, today we saw an increase in selling. You'll notice that from the size of this candlestick versus the size of the previous candlestick. We're obviously getting more momentum to the downside here. You also notice that we've closed lower in the candlestick formation than we did yesterday, so that's also showing an increase in selling. That's good, and we could continue to do that, but right now we're seeing a very weak pullback here. So rather than just sit there and leave all this gain on the table, advance the stop to at least limit your risk. And what I've done here is basically said, okay, the stop is now at today's high, 1 cent above today's high. If we hit that, then I'm out, but I've got no risk on the table at this point, and I don't mind that situation at all. If the market wants to break down and keep going lower, I'll stay with it. If it decides to turn around, I don't want to risk anything at this point. I've done the same thing with all the other trades. Two main charts I want to show you today will be gold and silver. They're making a nice move to the upside, and we want to take advantage of that. However, I don't want to buy them now. Let me get out the old tools here. Alright, here was this move we see left over. You get a little high here, pulls back, fail, move around sideways. Getting a little more, not as deep of a pullback here at the current place. So you were kind of getting a little bowl formation here. The main thing I want to draw your attention to is a nice breakout, meaning we closed above that resistance line, then confirmed it again the next day. This is all good. This is what we want to see on a really solid breakout. That basically tells me that I want to be a buyer of this on the next pullback, because we're likely to continue to see higher highs, higher lows, and so that next pullback is going to give me a pullback. So at some point it will be higher than this previous point here. We'll take that as a buying opportunity to look for a test of previous high. This is just a trade that I'm showing you that's going to be developing. We're going to be talking about it more. We'll be showing you the trade when I actually see the opportunity, so forth and so on. But right now, it's something that should be on your radar for something to buy in the future. Again, I don't want to buy here and now. You're trading well above the upper Bollinger Band line. Even though it is a breakout and you had constriction of the Bollinger points here, I don't want to buy it here because the ultimate oscillator is now up there above the 70 line. So yes, you can continue to run to the upside in those conditions, but eventually she will pull back and give you a better buying opportunity. So I'll just wait for that. And whenever I'm looking at a metal chart, silver or gold, I always like to look at the other. If I'm looking at gold, I want to look at silver. If I'm looking at silver, I want to look at gold. And all I'm doing is looking for confirmation. Is the breakout being confirmed? Here we are looking at gold. Here's a previous resistance point. You can see we have a clearly defined breakout. You can also see it's much better drawn on this chart here. You got resistance, 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 all at the same line. Clearly defined breakout. Nice move to the upside. This chart is on the move, and you want to trade that. The next pullback you get is a buying opportunity. I repeat, but we will get to that when it's time. Another reason why I don't want to be a buyer here, the same reason I talked about before, ultimate oscillator up above the 70 line, I showed you on the silver chart. However, on the gold chart, how many days to the upside do you see before you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want to push your luck and buy after 7 consecutive days to the upside, go for it. It's just not for me. I'll take a little pullback and then be a buyer in that situation. Okay, so this is something that I'll be looking at and take advantage of in the near future. And if you guys like to see more on the U.S. markets that I've already been short on for the past couple of days, you can go check them out on the free website at PerfectStockAlert.com. It's right there. It's 100% free, and all we ask in return, please refer a friend. God bless. Take care. And let's see what something else I was going to tell you guys. Yeah, I forgot. I'll tell you guys tomorrow. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.